The story begins in 1969. Paul takes Iris on a date to Skyview, a brand new restaurant at the top of a high rise. Iris feels uneasy with the height and notices a kid sneaking a penny from a wishing fountain. While they ride the elevator up, the same kid jumps hard on its glass floor, making Iris even more nervous. At Skyview, a bartender pops open a wine bottle and the cork hits a chandelier. A sharp piece from it drops and cracks the glass floor below. Iris, now feeling sick, rushes to the bathroom and throws up. She's a few months pregnant. Inside, a singer tells her son to wait as she notices Iris and congratulates her. Iris hasn't told Paul yet and worries how he'll react, but the singer encourages her to follow her heart. Paul then brings Iris to the observation deck and proposes. Iris tells him she's pregnant and Paul is thrilled. She says yes. Meanwhile, the same mischievous kid is throwing pennies off the deck. One penny falls into a vent where a fan shoots it into a gas line, starting a leak into the restaurant. Back inside, Iris and Paul dance on the glass floor with other guests to celebrate. Suddenly, the glass shatters, and many guests fall from the tower. Paul dies. An open flame touches the leaking gas, causing a huge explosion that sets people on fire. Iris tries to escape but is blocked at every turn. The elevator breaks from the weight, slicing a man in half. The stairs collapse as people run, and the tower starts crumbling, crushing guests against the windows. The same penny lands on a piano, which crashes into a woman and shatters the glass, killing more guests. The kid who threw the penny seems to escape, but then the piano falls and crushes him. Iris then sees the singer's son still alive and fights through the collapsing building to reach him. The floor crumbles again, leaving them both hanging. Her engagement ring catches on a metal beam, tearing off the skin on her finger and sending them both falling. The boy dies last. Iris is impaled through the mouth by a giant shard of glass, and then it cuts to the present day. Stefani Reyes jolts awake, screaming from the vision. Stefani has been haunted by the Skyview disaster in her nightmares, and her grades are dropping fast. She begins to suspect that Iris is her grandmother. Encouraged by her roommate, she takes time off and goes home for answers. At home, Stefani reunites with her father Marty and her brother Charlie. When she asks about Iris, Marty shuts down. He blames Iris for why her mother, Darlene, left them. Charlie isn't warm either. He's bitter that Stefani never stayed in touch after college. Later, Stefani drives Charlie to visit their cousins, Julia, Eric, and Bobby Campbell. It's clear Charlie has grown closer to them while she was away. Stefani then turns to her uncle Howard and Aunt Brenda for answers. Howard is furious. He remembers how Iris passed her trauma down to her kids after Paul's death, obsessing over death and survival. Brenda, in secret, gives Stefani a box of letters Iris had sent, warning the family about death. Using the letters, Stefani finds Iris, who's been hiding in a secure compound for over 20 years. Iris is now dying from cancer. She shows Stefani a notebook filled with details about death, from Flight 180 to the Route 23 pileup. Iris then reveals that after her premonition that year, she had saved everyone in the Skyview.
Everyone needs to get off the dance floor!
And now death is coming for their family after working through the list over all these years. Iris begs Stefani to stay in the compound, but Stefani runs. Iris chases her, hands over the notebook, and accepts her fate.
Seeing is believing.
Death then launches a fire extinguisher that sends a weather vane flying straight into Iris's head, killing her. At Iris's funeral, Stefani's mother Darlene shows up, now living out of an RV. Stefani's furious that she abandoned them as kids. Charlie snaps too, accusing Stefani of doing the same when she left for college. The Campbells then host a memorial barbecue at home, and Darlene joins. Howard urges her to stay with them, but she refuses. During the toast, Howard tells everyone to cherish the time they have left. But then, things start going wrong. A gas tank nearly burns Eric, a rake lies under the trampoline Bobby is using, and a broken glass shard ends up in someone's drink. Darlene moves the rake, but a beer bottle causes a hose to fill with pressure. Meanwhile, Stefani flips through Iris's notebook and senses something is wrong. A gust of wind knocks down a photo, and a shard of glass lands upright. Realizing what's coming, Stefani rushes to the barbecue, but it's too late. The trampoline tears while Bobby is mid-jump. Howard steps on the glass shard, impaling his foot. The hose triggers the rake, which falls onto the lawnmower, turning it on and sending it straight into Howard's face, killing him. After Howard's funeral, Stefani gathers the family around to discuss Iris's notes. Over the years, death has come for every single person who cheated death and survived the Skyview premonition. Now he's coming for Iris's blood relatives, in order: Howard, Eric, Bobby, Julia, Darlene, Stefani, and Charlie, because they were never supposed to exist. The grieving Campbells are all furious at Stefani and leave. Later that night, While closing up at a tattoo parlor, Eric nearly gets killed after a series of events cause a fan to get wrapped up in chains that get caught on his nose ring, and he ends up falling into a fire caused by isopropyl alcohol. When Stefani and Charlie go find him, he's alive and well. The leather jacket he was wearing protected him from the fire. Stefani then tries to warn him about death, and he mocks her, even after a near miss with an ambulance almost running him over. Julia then tells Stefani to leave them alone, and then a series of events cause nearby kids to kick a soccer ball into her head, causing her to fall into a garbage bin. A truck then picks her up and throws her into the compactor. While Stefani tries to save her, with Charlie and Eric running after the truck, it's too late. The compactor ends up crushing Julia's head. The family then starts believing Stefani. After she expresses confusion with Death's order, Brenda drops a bombshell. The reason Death skipped Eric is because he's not Howard's biological son. Eric, devastated and angry, leaves everyone. He storms off, angry, crushed, and done with all their secrets. Stefani, Charlie, Darlene, and Bobby then decide to go look for a JB who works at a hospital. Eric decides to join them to make sure Bobby is safe. During the ride, Stefani and Darlene begin to find common ground and fix their relationship. At the hospital, JB ends up being William John Bloodworth, the son of the singer Iris saved during the Skyview premonition. Over the years, he and Iris have been friends who worked together on her research and have been tracking Death. He explains the rules of Death's list and how to escape it. Either kill someone to take the rest of their life, or die and be revived like Kimberly Corman. He then says that with Iris dead, and him also having cancer, he knows his time is coming. Bloodworth retires from his job, then wishes the family good luck and tells them to enjoy whatever is left of their life. While Stefani, Charlie, and Darlene are discussing their next move, Eric and Bobby decide to take things into their own hands and wander off to the hospital. After briefly discussing and shutting down the idea of killing a baby, they come up with a plan. Eric would trigger Bobby's deadly peanut allergy and then have him be revived at the hospital. When trying to get peanut butter cups from a vending machine, the coil malfunctions. Eric then cracks the glass, trying to get the cups out. Both brothers then enter an MRI room, unknowingly turning the machine on. After Bobby eats the peanut butter cup, the machine's magnet activates and rips all piercings off of Eric's body. A wheelchair then slams him into the machine and crushes him. Bobby crawls to Eric's body and stabs himself with the EpiPen, only for a nurse to open the door, sending the vending machine coil flying into his skull. A horrified Stefani, Charlie, and Darlene arrive just in time to witness it. A coin, similar to the one that would have caused the Skyview disaster, is then picked up by an older lady at the hospital. Now, down to only 3, Darlene decides that their next move is to send her to lock herself inside Iris's compound and live out the rest of her days there, hoping that Stefani and Charlie would survive. Just as they break through the gate using Darlene's RV, a malfunctioning light causes an explosion at the compound. Stefani then gets trapped in her seat by a broken seatbelt, while Charlie is pinned by debris. Darlene frees Charlie, only for a lamppost to fall and crush her. Stefani then seemingly drowns, but Charlie revives her. The siblings embrace, thinking they've finally beaten Death. A few days later, Stefani is preparing to return to college. She sends Charlie off to his prom date. Meanwhile, the old lady from the hospital accidentally drops the penny while trying to buy cookies, and it goes flying onto the train tracks. Stefani and Charlie recall something they heard, that it doesn't count as cheating Death if someone is revived without their heart actually stopping. Then the signs start again. Stefani begins seeing reminders of the Skyview premonition. Suddenly, a train derails and barrels straight towards Stefani and Charlie. They run and barely escape it, only for massive logs from the top to come crashing down and crush them both. If you enjoyed this video, kindly support this channel with a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to comment and share your thoughts. Your support keeps this channel going and brings you more interesting content. Thanks for watching.